What's up guys, it's the Sound Alchemist, and if you guys watched yesterday's video on the 11th Legion, the Celestial Sons, you have known by now that I have been working pretty much throughout all last year to kind of get these guys up and going on the battlefield, creating their lore, their tabletop rules, and getting an actual army commissioned and done, as well as getting artwork for this army. And man, it's been a hell of a ride. So what this video is basically an overview of what I have done and what I plan to do in the upcoming months, because I want to get this army done and ready by the end of this year, potentially, hopefully by, let's say, March or June for that matter. That way I can play against Gersh's army and I can figure out, is it overpowered? Am I missing something? Tweaks and whatnot. So, here is what I have so far. So they are the 11th Legion, the Lost Legion, called the Celestial Sons. The Primarch is Alec Elrich, the Light of the Imperium. The Legion colors are white, gold, and red. Their specialization is that they are powerful psychers, adept at pyromancy and fulmination disciplines, so fire and lightning. Now another thing I want to include in here is that since they do worship the sun and their warp powers are based on fire and lightning, they are also adept at wielding plasma technology. And one of their special rules is that any Celestial Son can re-roll any failed gets hot rules. So if they're wielding a plasma rifle, or not a plasma rifle, a plasma gun, or anything plasma related, if you do roll that one, you get another chance. Now obviously if you're unlucky like I am, you roll a lot of ones, so that rule may not help you as much, but again, it's a reroll, so that's always good. Now their objective in 30k was to free humankind from Xenos control and to bring them under Imperial rule. Now if you watch the previous video on the lore on Alec Elrich, their Primarch, you can see that he is devoted to the Emperor for saving his life. So because of this, they are really driving that freeing humankind and pursuing everything for the Emperor. Now in 40k, a lot of stuff happened, but basically their new goal, or the new objective, is to revive the Emperor by controlling the Catan that is rumored to be located under Mars and is being held there by the Skitarii, the Admech, the Cult Mechanicus. And once they do take control of the Catan, they are going to use the Void Dragon to basically use the machine spirit of the Golden Throne and revive the Emperor. Now this is going to be one hell of a task, especially since, spoiler alert, well it's spoilers, whatever, you guys are going to hear it anyway. They get betrayed, the Celestial Sons that is, they get betrayed, their apothecaries all get targeted and are all gone. And not just that, but Zeech, who has his eyes on Alec Elrich, has devised a plan as to where a lot of his Marines have basically gone over to Zeech's side, and now there's basically they're getting attacked from the inside out, and they are really low in numbers. So this objective in 40k is going to be really hard to accomplish. Now before I go too in depth, all the images you see here have been commissioned by me, so that other people have drawn it for this army specifically. So it's not like all the other videos where we take other artwork and we showcase them here. This is actually artwork made specifically for the Celestial Sons. So again, the paintings were by Aaron Oborn. Again, his link will be down in the description. And then the models, they've been painted by SmellsLikeWargaming. Again, link in the description. So if you guys do want to get some artwork done or any models painted up, those are some pretty awesome guys to go to. So let's begin with all the information I have on Alec Elrich, the Primarch of the Celestial Sons. So he is going to be a 400-point Primarch. Weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, and wounds, as well as initiative, is going to be basically straight 6s across the board. Now, he is going to be overpowered because he is basically a Primarch. Now, I tried to get this stuff, at least somewhat similar to what the Primarchs for Forge World are. So he does have 5 attacks, leadership is 10, his save is a 2+ with a 3+ invulnerable. So that being said, this guy is a monster on the battlefield. His war gear, he has Dawn's Light, which is his basically like a plasma sword. It's a +2 strength, AP2. It's a melee mastercrafted sword with blind on it. Now he also wields an Archaeotech pistol, which is range 12, strength 6, AP3 pistol type. And his armor, the Dying Sun, it's what gives him that 2+ armor save with 3+ invulnerable. Now if you look at the picture here, he does have like this awesome gauntlet. Now what that is, it's a combination of his own technology mixed in with Necron tech. And because of that, it's got like this glowing green hue to it, and he calls it the Void Eater. So it's a strength ×2, AP2 melee weapon with the pulverized rule. Pulverized means any wound roll of 6 has instant death. So this guy is a monster in close combat. He can either decide to go with Dawn's Light and hit at initiative 6, or if he needs that extra strength, go with the Void Eater and potentially insta-kill whatever's coming at him. So since he's a boss like that, he does have the Primarch special rule, which gives him independent character, eternal warrior, fear, adamantium will, fleet, fearless, and it will not die. Now one of the things to him is that he can use his psychic powers to give him a aura of lightning. And what that does is it gives him the special ability known as Light Speed. So that means once per game, you have to declare that Elrich is using this ability at the start of your turn. Until your next turn, all ranged attacks against Elrich are treated as snapshots, and he must not be attached to a squad to do this. Now what I'm trying to represent here is that he basically charges himself up with, lightning aura, and he moves at supersonic speeds. Now obviously he can't be attached to a squad because he's going to move way faster than them, so that's why any shots at him are basically so slow that he can just walk away from them, but that's because he's moving so fast. So that's why I chose snapshots would be better. And since he is a psyker, he's one of the strongest psykers out there, he does have mastery level 3. Now these 3 powers you don't just roll randomly, he can actually choose what powers he wants from the Celestial Sun's psychic powers that I've come up with. So that being said, let me know what you think about my Primarch, but for now, let's move on to the psychic powers. So we begin with their Primaris power, which is Sunburst. Warp Charge 1, and it is a Nova with the following profile. So again, range 9, strength 4, AP 5, assault 2d6, ignores cover, and Soul Blaze. Now I believe this is pretty much the exact same thing as the Sunburst power in Pyromancy, so let's move on up. For their first one, it's Force. It works the exact same way. Second one is Electro Shield. It's Warp Charge 1, and it's a blessing that targets a Psyker and his unit. While this power is in effect, those affected have a 3+ invulnerable save. Now, I wasn't sure whether I should do a 4+ or a 3+. I feel like 3 is a 50-50 chance, but that may be a little bit too good. So let me know if I need to tone it down and move it up to a 4+. The next one is Warp Charge 1, and it's called Fists of Lightning. Now this works the exact same way as the Fulmination power, so let me know what you guys think about this. Next one is Electro Surge. Warp Charge 1, Range 18, Strength 5, AP 4, Assault 6, Witchfire. Going on with the next one, it is Inferno. Warp Charge 2, Range 24, Strength 4, AP 5, Assault 1, Ignores Cover, Large Blast, Soul Blaze. And it is a Witchfire. Now this is one of the better ones in my opinion, but here we have the best one. Number 6, Warp Charge 2, Solar Bolt Orbs. Now this is a blessing that targets the Psyker. This power can only be cast once per Psyker and can only successfully be cast once. If it is cast successfully, roll a d3. The result is the amount of orbs that are summoned around your Psyker. Now these orbs can either be used to give the Psyker more wounds or be fired with the following profile. Range 24, Strength 9, AP 2, Assault 1, Large Blast. So what do you think? Is this overpowered? Because essentially, let's say you've got this power off on a captain. Now let's say your captain's already, he already lost a wound. So you could immediately, after this power is cast, you can regain that wound back. And depending on how much you rolled on your D3, you can also fire back with a Strength 9 AP2 Large Blast. In my opinion, it's really good, which is why it's limited to only being cast successfully once per Psyker. So again guys, let me know what you thought about these psychic powers. So let's dive on over to their army-wide special rules. The Guiding Light. This is when rolling to manifest psychic powers, the Celestial Sons only suffer Perils of the Warp if double 1 or a double 6 is rolled. The Fading Light. No more than 2 of the same unit may be taken into battle. Now this is because, thematically, lore-wise, they are basically almost wiped out. They were betrayed, their apothecaries are gone, they have almost no way of refilling their ranks. So that means I can't take, 3 tactical squads, I can't take 3 Vindicators, it is a max of 2. I feel like this restricts the makeup of the army, but at the same time it also fits thematically. So let me know what you guys think about this. Alright guys, next up is the army-wide special rules. The Guiding Light. When rolling to manifest psychic powers, Celestial Sun Space Marines only suffer Perils of the Warp if a double 1 or a double 6 is rolled. The Fading Light. No more than 2 of the same unit may be taken into battle. Now this is basically to make it seem like the lore is connected to the rules. So they are a dying legion. They have been betrayed, they have been basically cleaned off of all their apothecaries, and they have practically no way to refill their ranks. Their gene seed is essentially tainted by Zeech. So if they do somehow let their gene seeds, to create more Space Marines, they will suffer mutations. Now to represent that is why we cannot take 3 of the same unit into the army. So that being said, I can't have like 3 Vindicators or 3 units of Tactical Marines. So that limits me, but at the same time I think like it fits thematically. Let me know what you guys think about this. So moving on over to the next one, it's called the Warp Chosen. So as long as the sergeants in the squad remain alive, that squad has the Brotherhood of Psykers special rule. Now with this, they do gain a Psychic Mastery of level 1. Once the sergeant is slain, the squad loses that special rule, as well as any psychic abilities that have been bestowed upon them by the sergeant. So basically their weakness here is to sniper the sergeants. That way they can't get their psychic abilities off, and they're just a regular old tactical squad. Next up is the Path of the Inferno and the Path of the Bolt. So squads with this special rule, they can either choose one of the 2 paths. If they do choose, for example, Path of the Bolt, they can only use that said psychic ability affiliated with it. Now if they choose the other one, then there's no flip-flopping. You choose one and you stick it for the rest of the game. So that being said, if you do go with the Path of the Bolt, you get Electro Shield as your psychic ability. Or if you go with the Path of the Inferno, you get Sunburst. So it's basically, do you want to be more offensive or more defensive with that invulnerable save? Again, it's a choice you make before the game starts. You have to let your opponent know. And if your sergeant does get taken out, then you cannot cast psychic powers. So essentially, you cannot use your Path psychic ability. And lastly, their other ability, which I haven't quite named yet, I've got a few names rolling around but I haven't chosen, is their special rule that lets them re-roll Gets Hot for plasma weapons. Now I feel like that's a pretty cool, nifty choice, since plasma is always risky and I don't really see too many players use it. So with this, I'm going to have more plasma out on the field and hopefully do more damage with it. Now I do have Warlord traits, relics, and a bunch of other units already done, and I want to let you guys know about this, but I've been going on a bit too long for one single video. So this is where I'm going to end it, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you completely hate it, if you're like, why is he even wasting his time with this? But again, I accept any and all criticism, be it good or bad. Now, again, thank you guys for being awesome subscribers. And as always, I am the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I am signing out.